All right, for weeks now, journalists at Bloomberg have been poring over a trove of emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. More than 18,000 emails to be exact, and there's so much in there. With us now, part of the reporting team, Ava Benny Morrison, senior legal reporter for Bloomberg News. Thank you so much for being here. And I was just saying, you know, after months and months of drips and drips of Epstein information, this was like just a massive, water dump of information right there. What jumped out to you the most, biggest picture?
These emails certainly offer a fresh look and a deeper insight into the partnership between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Even though she's been convicted of enabling his sex trafficking, she has long said she had no idea about his sex crimes. These emails give us another side of the story. It showed that Jeffrey Epstein often turned to her for advice during that critical period of his life in the mid-2000s when he was negotiating with federal prosecutors as part of a sex crimes investigation. He asked her what charge he should plead guilty to. He asked her to help distribute a favourable letter to their social network. The emails also show that she helped organise gifts, almost $2 million worth of gifts to politically connected figures, business associates and victims as all of this was going on behind the scenes. So for me, the emails certainly add to questions around Ghislaine Maxwell's credibility. Sure.
I mean, she just sat down with Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, and said, I never knew anything, I never saw anything. And there's a lot of communications back and forth, particularly around that first set of charges in Florida. How about just the closeness of their personal relationship?
Exactly. Ghislaine Maxwell, as recently as July, had said that she had a very, very diminished role in his life in 2008 when Jeffrey Epstein went to prison in Florida, and that she has said previously that her role for him was, tapering off in this period. But the emails show that they were in contact constantly. In 2008, for example, in the lead up to him going to prison, they were exchanging emails almost at a rate of one per day, more than 200. They were discussing a shared fertility procedure during this period, which suggests a closeness that we didn't previously know about.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a pair of people growing apart if they're discussing some kind of shared IVF development. How about mentions of then Donald Trump in these emails? What did you find there?
We only found 3 minor references to Donald Trump in the emails. One, for example, was his name on a list of 51 people that Maxwell had sent to Epstein in 2007. And she said, remove or add any names that you see fit, essentially. And he said, remove Trump. We have to remember that Trump has previously said he cut ties with Epstein before he was charged with sex crimes.
What about money? You talked about, she organized funds, but what did you see in terms of money there?
The source of Epstein's wealth is one of the enduring mysteries, and we hope to learn a little bit more as we continue to review these emails. But it certainly shows that he was managing money for a handful of very wealthy businessmen in the US, and that is how he kind of built up his wealth. But there are still questions to be answered around that.
I have to say, again, so much information that I don't think anyone had known before. Ava Benny Morrison, thank you to you and your team. Great reporting. Appreciate it.
Thank you.